You're listening to Reviving Kanehsatake Radio on RKR 101.7 FM in partnership with the Pines Reporter from the Eastern Door. We're building a community media hub to strengthen Indigenous storytelling and reporting here in Kanehsatake. Today I'm joined by Pines Reporter journalist Hadassah Alan-Carr and Fern Marmont, and I'm your host Sterling Millette. Welcome to the show, Hadassah and Fern. How you girls doing today?
Good morning. It's a rainy day. It's great to be here.
All right, so let's kick in to the first article that we got going here. This one is going to be for you, Fern. So I'm going to kick it right up to you first. Tattoo gathering needs some help. So this is the fifth tattoo gathering here in the community. It's been organized once again by Kanehsatake Nicholas. What does the gathering need help with?
So Nicholas explained to me that she is fundraising to help cover the costs of travel, lodging, and food for all the artists. She was doing a bucket drive this week and has two more planned on July 1st and July 18th. Her aim is roughly a couple $1,000s, but told me that any money not raised will come out of her pockets. But she explained that she doesn't mind. As long as the event runs smoothly, artists and participants are happy, it's worth it to her. She said, quote, "Carrying on traditions almost lost is something close to my heart. Everything I put into it, I don't expect anything." End quote.
And there's going to be plenty of things going on here. So what is exactly planned for the gathering?
So, Indigenous tattoo artists from all over Canada, the US, and potentially an artist from Mexico will be coming to the gathering, which is from September 25th to September 27th. The gathering is focused around traditional Indigenous tattoos. Nicholas told me that payment can be done in many different ways, such as trades and exchanges. The event is only open to Indigenous people and focuses on reviving the traditional art and healing that comes with Indigenous tattooing practices.
Massachusetts Herring Pond Wampanoag Nation artist Makia Status Harding is a returning artist. What did she have to say about the event?
So Status Harding spoke to me about how getting involved in this gathering has helped her create a tattooing family in Canada and connect with Indigenous tattoo artists from all across Turtle Island who have the same mindset. She explained that in her state and surrounding states there is no one participating in traditional Indigenous tattooing, and that she said that it can feel quite lonely, so she was really happy to have this tattooing family in Kanehsatake. She also pointed out that reclaiming traditional tattooing is a form of Indigenous sovereignty. Quote, "We're no longer allowing colonization to define what we're supposed to look like." End quote. Her advice to newcomers is to understand that traditional tattooing is not just something to get on the spot. It is a representation of one's journey, and that people should be aware of the history and context of the tattoo that they want to get.
So thank you, Fern, for that. We're now going to move on to you, Hadassah, for number 2 for the second article here today. Kanehsatake bracing for parties at local shops. So summer is underway, and with the warm weather comes outdoor parties here at the local cannabis shops. You talked with some community members, one of them about the noise, obviously. So what did they have to say? What was some of their concerns about the summer party season?
Well, the concerns are really what you said. It's the loud noises, the crowds that come in as this outdoor party season restarts. And one community member that lives close to several shops spoke with me on the condition of anonymity for fear of being targeted for her comments. They said they hear it almost every night, and it's especially loud when it's a holiday. They said it's very common for the shops to bother community members, and that some community members have changed their doors, windows, they put blackout curtains because of the noise and crowds. And the biggest issue, of course, is that many community members say they have no recourse to stop shops that blare loud music and invite crowds into the community late into the night.
Caretaker Council member Brant Etienne had some thoughts to share on the situation. What does he think about this?
Well, Caretaker Council member Brant Etienne urged community members to come forward with complaints so that the council may better pressure government and law enforcement to act. He said in the past, any idea that they've tried to do to restrict these extensive parties or crowds has been blocked by either the government, the police, or the community. So it's rules like maybe restricting curbing on the side of the restricting parking on the side of the road, or wanting more police presence in Kanehsatake. But it remains to be seen whether the community would reach out to council about this issue.
And shop co-owner Melissa Gabriel also expressed her feelings on the parties at the shops. And what did she have to say?
Well, the store she co-owns only sells cannabis products. And many stores in the community are like this, and they aren't a part of, let's say, the noise issue. Melissa said that these parties from other stores have really aggravated like new and existing animosities between people in the community.
So thank you for that. We're going to actually move on to our next one, and we're going back to you, Fern. So Family Day Strawberry Juice and Lacrosse. So this one's about the Family Day event that took place at the Lacrosse Box last Sunday. Ruby Paulus of Quench It Drinks was there selling strawberry juice. What was her experience like?
So Paulus told me that she's been selling her strawberry juice at the Family Day event for 3 years. And this year she made her largest batch of juice, which was 30 gallons, and she completely sold out. So people were definitely very thirsty that day. She also noticed that there was a lot of non-community members present. Paulus realized that the reason why there was such a good turnout this year was because it was the first time that the event was hosted alongside the lacrosse game in the lacrosse field by the elementary school. Usually the event is hosted in the powwow grounds, and then the lacrosse game goes on separately, so people would have to ferry in between the events. But Paulus believes that having the event in the lacrosse field worked really well, not only as the space is nicer with shade and trees, but being closer to Oka maybe made it so more people were inclined to check out the event. Paulus said that she spent most of her day serving out the juice, but one of her favorite moments was wishing her father Happy Father's Day with you guys, RKR, during your live.
Yeah, she did. It was pretty awesome. And I gotta say, that strawberry juice for $10, you got this massive cup that lasted you like the whole day, so it was a pretty good deal. I don't know, I liked it. I think she's doing some pretty good work over there, and that's amazing strawberry juice. So next time she comes out to some event, go and get some strawberry juice from Ruby Paulus and Quench It Drinks. So Selena Bova was also busy all day with lacrosse. What did she have to say about the day that was filled with lax action?
She said it went really well, and there was a lot of participants for the lacrosse games, which she also credits to having the Family Day event alongside the lacrosse game. Beauvais said that she was busy most of the day helping kids play, making sure that they were running in the right direction. But she was able to play in the adults game. She actually had to play on the side of the Fisher Cats as they needed players, and she scored 4 of the 8 goals that helped beat the Wild Turkeys. Beauvais also mentioned to me that with the high turnout for the lacrosse game, she is planning on organizing more community lacrosse events throughout the year.
And Dea Wenisarate, Jeremy Tomlinson, the executive director of the Kanehsatake Health Center, also attended the event and got in on some lacrosse action as well. What was his thoughts?
He told me that him and his family really enjoyed the event. They got to eat tacos, have some of Paulus' strawberry juice. Tomlinson even got to play during the adults lacrosse game. Tomlinson made the point that from a social health perspective, events like this are important. Quote, when parents, kids, uncles, dodas, and everyone come out for some wholesome family fun, it's great prevention, end quote.
Thank you for that, Fern. And we're going to go back to you now, Hadassah. 3 names arrested and raids released. So we have an update on the raids that took place here in the community. What did you find out?
So on June 17th, there was a collaborative police raid targeting trafficking of illegal firearms in Kanehsatake, Oka, and Mascouche, as the community knows. 3 people were arrested from these raids, and we have published the names of the 3 who have now been charged according to the Director of Criminal and Penal Prosecutions. The 3 arrested were Darlene Carmen Hogan, Nicholas Lauzon, and Christophe Jeffrion. Some of the charges against Oka resident Darlene Carmen Hogan was the possession of loaded prohibited firearm without holding authorization and possession of drugs for the purpose of trafficking. Some of the charges against Mascouche resident Nicholas Lauzon is possession of a firearm and weapons without holding a license and storing hunting weapons in a negligent manner. And lastly, some of the charges against Kanehsatake resident Christophe Jeffrion is possession of a loaded firearm, prohibited firearm without authorization, possessing a prohibited high-capacity magazine without authorization, and storing firearms in a negligent manner. All are scheduled to appear in the St. Jerome courthouse.
Thank you for that. So we're going to move on to our final one today. Eagles stay confident despite losses. So the Eagles, although competitive, have been in a slump lately. What did Captain Kyle Kanehsatake have to say about the current 4-game losing streak?
He told me that even though they're in a losing streak, he feels confident that the next lacrosse game and during the playoffs, the team's going to do good.
So it seems difficult to organize practices for the team. What are some of the reasons behind that?
Well, he told me that because the Senior C game is a bunch of older adults, players have responsibility like work, childcare, other activities, so it's pretty hard to find time for practices.
All right, so I think that's about it for today. So thank you once again, Fern and Hadassah. Is there anything you would both like to add before we wrap this thing up?
Well, I would like to extend heartfelt condolences again to the Marquise family. Frank Marquise was the caretaker in Joaroldu for many years and took care of the territory for both Kahnawake and Kanehsatake. I wrote an article about his life, and it's in the Eastern Doors section of the newspaper this week. So if the community is interested, they can have a look.
All right, so thank both of you this week. And you're not going to be here next week, right, Fern?
Nope.
Nope, we are. She's taking a vacation. She feels like she just came back from Iceland, so she's gone for 3 more weeks. Yep. So, unfortunately, she will not be here next week. But you're going to be here, right, Hadassah? So
I'll be here.
All right, so we're going to be here, me and Hadassah, next week. Eventually, I'll be gone too. I'll be gone for a month, but we're working something up here. We're cooking something up in the background for you guys when I'm gone. So, don't worry about it. So, thank you once again. Thank you for listening out there, and. This was a conversation with the Pines reporter journalist Hadassah Alencar and Fern Marmont from the Eastern Door, all part of a collaboration here with Reviving Kanehsatake Radio to grow Indigenous media and community reporting right here in the community of Kanehsatake. For more local stories and updates, stay tuned to RKR 101.7 FM and go grab yourself a copy of the Eastern Door.